to KJ TV. Thank you for honoring the invitation. And thank you be on time. You are on time.
Yeah.
Okay, here we have Rhoda Moronge, who is a motivational speaker, and Cosmas Ayako.
It's Ayaka. It's not Ayako.
It's not Ayako, but I've been calling you. Okay, Cosmas is a social worker and a very passionate member of the community. Now we are here to discuss a very important topic: what husbands or wives, which the husbands understand about them while living in the diaspora. So specifically, both Cosmas and Rhoda are diaspora. They did not live here, but they moved here. So I would like you to start with the first. I want to give you everybody to give a personal introduction. You would like to be introduced in a brief second. So I'll start with you, Rhoda.
Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity on this forum. My name is Rhoda, and I am a nurse by profession, but I have a passion in family life. And I've started doing a family messenger, whereby I make videos regarding the problems the couples are meeting in the family, that they are unable to communicate to people. So they tell me I make videos to educate the community about family life. So I have videos in YouTube. If you log Rhoda at YouTube, you'll see many videos educating how we should live.
Okay.
So I am married. I have 3 kids and 1 husband who is so supportive to me. And that's what I could say. And, I went to school I finished from Egerton University. I worked with the women development in Kisii district, Maendeleo ya Wanawake, to empower women. And then when I moved here is when I changed the career, change of careers here. Now I am a nurse in this place. But still I have that heart of that passion of addressing and seeing that the families are doing well. And I'm doing it. I thank God for that.
Thank you very much. Yes. So Cosmas.
Yes, thank you, Dr. First of all, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to be here. And most importantly, to share a platform with Rhoda, who is a very prominent member of our community and a respected one. So it's a pleasure.
Thank you.
Wow. So Rhoda has a very impressive CV, as you had. So I don't know what to say. It can be a little intimidating, but yes, I am a trained teacher from Kenya, and I've been teaching for quite a while. And then I came to the US. I continued with, I'm a registered and I'm a licensed teacher in Minnesota. But now I changed careers just like Rhoda. Now I'm doing social work in Ramsey County. I've been doing that for the past almost 3 years now. So I really don't know what my passion is, but I would say that I think I like it when my community is progressive and being successive. And I become very uncomfortable when I see a lot of us making wrong choices. And when so many people from the same group make a lot of wrong choices, it means the whole community is going astray. And that's why sometimes I feel like I have to speak up and try to, remind people that we do not only have an individual role to play in this planet, we also have a communal role to play. So yeah, so that's why I'm on these social platforms, because there are some things that I observe and see that make me rather uncomfortable.
Okay, thank you very much. You had people who have passion, one thing you like the community.
Yes.
So we will want to start saying, because as diaspora, which means we started our life somewhere else, then we moved to the US.
Yes.
Now, and you have had all these experiences. what becomes different? And we have issues about our community, people come here, marriages break down, or some are struggling. So I would like each of you to share from the experience, like, Rhoda, you have to say that what wives really want their husbands understand about them while they're in the US. I mean, you can share even 3 things, then we can talk about them.
Okay. Thank you for that. We know, as we've said, moving to diaspora, you come here, the first thing you change career. And when you come here, there are so many ways that you have to adopt, so many things to adopt so that life changes, the lifestyle changes when you move here. It's not like at home, whereby you find a woman can be a stay-home person and it depends on a husband to be a breadwinner. So the first thing when we come here, although you are a prominent person, you just come down and we are put in a one level whereby you have to start up again. That there is just stress because maybe you are doing greatly, you are a prominent person, then you come here, you are put on one level and you have to start going to school, you have to start doing stuff all over again. And this one brings kind of, you need to adopt. So the first thing I could say here is adoption. For us women, we adopt so fast. We adopt so fast, whereas the men go into shock. I was this person, I was honored in Africa. How come I'm seen like nobody? People should be saluting at me whenever I pass. So that ego of a man, it kind of comes like a shock into him. He gets so slow to adopt. But as women, you know, you can marry anywhere and then you adopt very quickly. So as that, women want men to adopt. But however slow you will become to adopt. But finally, you need to adopt so that you understand this, you take it easy. You don't reflect that it is because of this woman that you are not being saluted or you are starting life again. But you accept it, the situation as it is, together you adopt slowly. But it comes a problem whereby men totally are rigid. Some men are rigid to adopt. And this becomes a problem to women because I'm here sitting, I want you to adopt, let's do this, we can do better than this, but some men are very rigid to adopt the diversity of this place. And that comes as a problem. You are just sitting in the house, you are clinched in the house, rigid, you don't want to go to work because you are thinking of how superior you are in Africa. The woman picks up and does stuff, and now you become, disrespect becomes, hey, why are you sitting at home like at home? You can't stand up and do this. So you are hurting inside. So for that case, one point is adoption. Women adopt fast to diversity than men. And since men are slow to do this, it becomes a problem, which comes to social dysfunction in the family. I start not disregarding you because you are not with me. If you are not with me, you can do all you want. Let me go. You are left behind. That's the other point.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Cosmas.
Yeah.
What husbands wish their wives understand about them while in the US?
Yeah, first of all, before I say that, I want to talk a little about what Rod has raised a very important point about adoption in this new world for African immigrants. What Rhoda is talking about actually is culture shock, you know, and different people adapt to a new way of doing things differently. And when we compare women and men, as she rightfully said, women adapt very quickly. I really don't think that they adapt faster than us. It's just that, you know, when you come here, it's a new language, it's a new way of doing things. We even drive on the right side of the road. All those things, when you put them together, even the kind of food they eat, even their stores look different, you know. the communal expectations are very different than what we had in Africa. when you put all those things together, you find that people get disoriented. As she said that you come from Africa, you are a very educated and respected person. So you will think that you will carry that personage, that status to the US. But when you get here, you find that whatever you knew in Africa, whatever status you had, is not going to help you. So you have to start all over again. That is culture shock. And what I think our women are good at is they're able to deal with the stress better and faster. They're able to mask stressful situations better than men. And that's why you see a lot of men are stressed, because we take longer to accept the status quo than our women. Our women quickly move, and they are able to deal with the stress faster than we are. And we'll talk about work and being lazy later. You asked about, and I remember what this was about, 3 things that we like our women to know. And you said my wife, but I understand it's all African wives,
the
diaspora. It's not really my wife, but this is what I want my wife to know. I want my wife to know that I'm not her enemy. I'm not competing with her, and she shouldn't be competing with me either. We are partners, okay? We are a family. We need each other. Our children need us. They need her as much as they need me. This is a different country. Without one partner, it is twice as hard as it was in Africa. That is what I want my wife to know. That if I'm out of the equation, she's going to struggle twice as hard as she would have in Africa. And we can discuss that further as this discussion goes. The next thing I want my wife to know is that there's a reason why African American families are matriarchal. They are led by women. 75% of African American families are led by women. It's by choice. It's not by choice. It's a forced. Thing on Africans. It's because of white police officers and the system, the racism that is designed to break African families. And we will discuss that later. I will expound what I mean. I'm not saying that being matriarchal is really bad, but this is not an African setup. Matriarchal is not an African setup. We are not matriarchal, and when the whole community is forced to become matriarchal, then you find that all systems break down, and everything starts happening, and that's why you see a lot of bad things happening in the African communities. The last thing that I want our women to know, my wife to know in particular, is that African culture is supreme. I don't think I need to expound that any further. African culture is supreme. It doesn't matter what the white people do. Those are white people. It doesn't matter what Indians do. Those are Indians. We are not Europeans. We are not Indians. We are not Arabs. We are Africans. And our culture, apart from our skin color, our culture makes us more African than anything else.
Okay. Yeah, shared too. And Donna, do you want to respond? This is what the diaspora men.
What I can say is that what I can add on that is that when, despite the cultural shock that where I said you are up now, you have to start in the same level, or now things are going. The thing is, now when you come here, you don't live here. Men live doubles. They live in Africa, and they live in Kenya, and they live here. They are living in doubles, so their mind is here, but still they are in Africa. And this brings a problem because of you are divided into two. Despite the fact that you have a culture shock, you are living in two countries at the same time, and this becomes so hard. You have to press the other to succeed on the other. You see how life is hard here? And if you live in two countries, you can imagine you have to forgo a lunch, you have to forgo lifestyle here, and then accomplish what you have. Depending that the resources are so scarce, this can bring tension and stress in the home, that we are not full yet here, and you are living back in Africa, whereby you find you find that it's good to live in Africa. Maybe you are developing there or you are doing something, but still you are sleeping here in the same bed, in the same house, but still you are not here yet.
Now, I want you to make it understand. So do you want, like, men, when they come here, they burn the bridges from their country of origin and they focus here?
No, that's not what I mean.
What?
I mean that when you are here, it's good to live, but you have to understand that make your family first. Let your family eat, have food in the house first. Then if you are doing any development or anything back in Africa, incorporate your wife so that you move together in the same pace. You don't put your family first. For example, you see, you don't pay any rent, you don't buy food, but you extend all of the resources back to the country you leave your family hungry. And this brings the women down to say, now what is going on? So it's good to remember where you came from. And that is actually now, that's the thing we need to tell our children. You see what's going on, to focus their roots. We need to know our roots, because you see these things which are going on, black Americans are looking for their roots. So it's very important for our families of the migrants to teach our children on their roots, which is okay. It's good what you are doing, that one day your child will grow from your family and say, I'm here, I'm so son. Okay. So it's good to know our roots. What I'm doing this, don't leave your family hungry and stressed out just because you are living doubles. Or the check comes, you send home and leave your family hungry. That's what I mean. If you are developing, develop together, but family comes first.
In a situation where a man, as Cosmas said, that they know their culture is supreme, they want to develop back home, but here is a wife who says he wants to live, she wants all their life to be here. What do you advise a man who has a wife who doesn't want him to remember where he comes from?
Yeah, so that woman needs to listen now. If you've been doing like that before, see what demonstration and protest the people are protesting for. They say in Kisi, is a borrowed reap. So for that, it's very important now we open our eyes. It's very nice to develop home, because we don't know. Like now, we don't know where to go. We don't know what to do. So when you have somewhere to hold on to, so that woman has to change the notion and say, we are on transit. This country is not ours. So we are on transit. If anything happens, let's have a house at least somewhere. Let's have a place somewhere. At least if things go sour, we have a home to go. So that woman need to change her mind. But do it after you are comfortable here.
Yeah, Cosmas, I wanted to, one of your second.
And don't misuse money. You are cornered in Africa when you are developing, people hit you like crazy. So
Cosmas, you said that here families are matriarchal. But you know, even in Africa, most successful families were matriarchal. Like you get in Africa, maybe something happens, the father dies, but the wife takes care of the kids, and the kids have come from those families that are very successful. Why is it not working here?
Daktari, hey, this is, here it is as easy as ABC. And God bless those African women who, after their husbands die, they are able to put on both hats, become the husband and the wife, and take kids to school and be strong. And to me, by the way, my father is long dead, and my mother had to struggle with us alone. And even when I came to the US, my father was already dead. So my mother made sure I had the visa, I had all the money I had everything. So that is my definition of a strong woman. But there is no single day my mother called me to her bedroom or to the living room and told me, And by the way, my father is polygamous. I have 2 other mothers, apart from my mother. And I grew up calling them mom. I never called them that person or that woman. There is no single day my mom told me to despise my stepmother or to despise my father because he had other children with other women. She told me to call them my mother. And my stepbrothers, up to now, I still have a conflict. When people call their brothers from another, a stepbrother, for me, I don't understand. For us in our home, they are brothers. Yeah. But anyway, to go back to what Rhoda has just said, and what you are asking about matriarchal and why is it successful in Africa and it's not successful here. It's very easy. In Africa, these things happen naturally. The Kenyan government does not force African women to be widows. They don't come into their homes with police and they pick their men and put them in jail. Okay. They don't shoot their men on the street. African men die a natural death. And that's why you find not all of them, it's not as rampant as it is here. And it's usually in Africa, it's at a certain age, 50 years and above. When most of your kids are already teenagers or even older, that's when you die or something happens to you. In America, it's different. Very young men, 21 years old, is already in jail. He has a pregnant wife. Some children in this country grow up seeing their fathers through the metal bars in jail. They have never had a relationship with their dads. Some of them, and it's good that you said that I'm a social worker. Through my social work, and some of the things that really make me angry and impatient are the things that I discovered through because I go into these homes and based on what I see, it's very devastating. Very young women are widowed. Very young women have their husbands. Like last week, Dr. Mandi, I was talking to a woman. I had gone a client. She's 21 years old. Her husband is in jail. And I'm trying to interview her, and she's calling the husband in jail to talk to me from jail. That is the debacle we have in this country. Again, in Africa, you know, they say that it takes a village to raise a child. Yeah. There's no village in the US. This is a very individualistic society. Your neighbor doesn't care about your child. Even if they see your child doing silly things on the street, they don't care. Even the kids don't care about the neighbors. Remember, in Africa, even if you were to die, your brothers step in to take care of your children. They pay school fees, they make sure your children grow properly. So there is a lot of support system. Even if the man were to go, the whole clan steps in to support the woman. We don't have that here. That's why I said, remember, in this country, women are forced to be widows by the system. There's a reason they want to break the African family. And once you break the family, by extension, you break the community.
That's true.
And that's what is gradually happening to African immigrant family. We're using white police officers, we're abusing them. Those police officers, when they come to our homes, I mean, I'm not defending abuse, like I'm with you, Rhoda. I listen to your videos all the time. I agree 99% about what you say. Even in Africa, Daktari, you know, wife beating is not accepted. If you are always beating your wife, people will gather. The village will gather. As meeting, sometimes you're going to be caned. You are disturbing the peace. So even in Africa, we do not tolerate people who behave badly, beating your wife. So if it's bad in Africa, it's also bad here. So I'm not supporting such kind of behavior. But remember, my dear sisters, every time you call up a white police officer, I'm saying white, because 99% of the police officers out here are white. When you call a white police officer on your husband, you are almost signing a death warrant on that husband. That's what you're doing. And this one I don't have to explain. You saw 2 weeks ago how George Floyd died. These people, some of them are Klansmen. They are white supremacists. They don't care. They want us dead. And remember, they don't kill women. Mostly, they kill men. There is a reason they are killing men. Men are the protectors of a community. Once you remove the protection, then our women and children remain without protection. And if you go to North Minneapolis, go to Southside Chicago, go to Baltimore, all these cities have, the defense system has been removed. The men have been physically carried away, put to death or put in jail. Now the children are growing with only, their children don't know their fathers. If you walk to Minneapolis and ask children, most of them, they know their mothers. They don't know about that. They don't know why there should be a dad. They don't know that, and it breaks my heart because I go to so many of these homes and all children talk about is their mom. They don't know that. And when you look at these kids, Dr. Mandy, and I had the privilege to be a teacher here for a few years before I changed over. When you go to the classrooms and look at most African-American children, you really see there's something they're missing. They're missing a man at home, a strong man to guide them, to lead them. And our African women are falling, they're victims, they don't know, they need education. And thank you for making this video.
But
our African women need this knowledge. Some of the carrots the system is dangling on them, like police who come in 3 minutes. They are meant to help you break your society, break your family, break your community. 30, 40 years down the line, your children will be living in North Minneapolis and the inner cities, getting killed, getting in drugs and going to jail.
thank you very much.